In this video, I'm going to teach you and how to maximize the output of your camera sensor. You might have seen some of my night photos. A lot of people are surprised to find out that I shoot some of these with my phone. The fact of the matter is, cameras these days are more than capable of shooting in the dark, including micro four thirds cameras and including phone cameras. You do this through editing. Here we have a picture. You can use any picture that you took either with your camera or your phone. In this case, I'm going to show you a picture I took with the phone just to show that you can indeed take nice photos with phone. Now, please open up your editing software. This could be either on your computer or you could use the editing software on your phone. For this video, I'm going to teach you a few technical terms, but I promise you these are the only technicalities you're going to need in my whole playlist for videos. Now, we want to extract as much information from this picture as possible. And the reason you want to do this is because if you're an artist or if you're like a graphic designer, someone designing backgrounds, you want as much detail as possible. You want as much detail as you can from these pictures so that you can put it into your art. So, how do we do this? We're going to be using these sliders right here, and these sliders are the same for pretty much every editing software, and every editing software has these sliders too. It doesn't matter what it is. This picture is a little dark. That's because we took it at night, and in the future videos I'm going to be teaching you how to take night pictures, but for now these are the settings you can use to take out as much information from the camera sensor. So first you're going to lower the highlights all the way. You're going to increase the shadows by 100. You can already start to see that you start to see more of the picture, but we're not done. Next, you're going to increase the whites until they start to clip. Like here, Lightroom actually shows you where the picture starts to clip, like where it starts to get too bright. But it's something you have to eyeball for the most part. Now, if the picture is still too dark, like here you're starting to see the cables. You couldn't see the cables before. For example, this is the picture now, and this was before. Like you can't really see so much. But if you want to see even more information, you can actually increase the blacks. But you can see this, there's some noise starting to form in the photo. Now, if you're just using this as a reference image for your art, it means you're going to draw this picture later, then this noise doesn't really matter to you because you're going to be drawing and you don't actually need this picture, right? So if you're a photographer, you probably hate this kind of stuff, but then again, these videos are not for photographers, they're for artists. So you can do that. If for some reason your picture is still too dark, you can actually lower the contrast even further, and it will bring out a little bit more information from before. Now, it doesn't actually matter if you shoot JPEG or RAW, but I recommend that you shoot RAW because you can get even more information out of your picture than if you're shooting JPEG, and that's the reason people shoot RAW. It's not a necessity, but it just helps you much more when you're editing your picture. This one's actually a picture taken in the daytime because not everyone edits photos at night. You know, that's just kind of my thing. But many of you, probably most of you, want to take and edit photos you took in the daytime, and you just do the same thing. You reduce the highlights, you increase the shadows all the way, you push the whites until you can see pretty much everything. And that looks really good. Now, if you want to take it further, you can push the blacks, you can see more. And if you want to take it even more further, reduce the contrast, right? But then it starts to look kind of weird. But then again, the point of this is to be able to find all the details in the picture so that you can put them into your art. Like this is something we couldn't see before. We can see it now, right? So let's look at the before and after. Let's see. This is before. You're missing so many details. Like if you try to draw this picture, you wouldn't really know what's over here. But with a little bit of editing, you can see everything now. And This is how you do editing, and with these settings you can pretty much edit any picture. Like I said, this is how you squeeze every ounce of detail out of your camera sensor. Even if it's a phone, even if it's a Micro Four Thirds camera, it doesn't matter what it is. Remember, these videos are meant to be watched in a playlist, kind of a crash course in photography for artists. I don't want any... These videos are not meant for photographers. You know, photographers are very picky. These videos are meant for people who just want to take nice pictures and people who want to take reference images for their art. I'm going to teach you how to do all this without throwing in all the technicalities involved with photography. So if you know someone who's interested in learning about photography in the easiest way possible, send them my way and share this playlist with them. In the next video, we can actually start shooting with our camera, whether it be a phone or an actual camera. So let's go on to the next video.